Hey everybody, it's the 30th of July, and everybody's been asking questions and wanting to know how I'm doing, and and I'm doing okay. My next chemo is next Monday, August 2nd, so we're gonna see how things go after that. But I'm doing okay. So rather than trying to write a ton of little Facebook notes or send emails to everybody, I thought I would just send a little video clip, kind of chronologizing or giving a chronology of what all transpired since about the middle of the month. So, to give you guys the rundown, went to the doctor on the 13th of July, and I had been feeling bad for some time prior to that. And I really kind of pushed the issue. I was like, I'm tired of feeling tired. I'm tired of feeling icky. I'm tired of feeling bad and looking bad. And so I really pushed the issue hard with my former doctor. I'm not working with that doctor any longer, just based on what all transpired. Um, so what happened was we ran a test, and he was really kind of concerned about what came back, which is not a test he had ran previously, which kind of bothered me. Well, it bothered me a lot. Um, they decided at that point to move me into the ER, and the hospital system I work with, um, out there has doctor suites as well as a full emergency room to handle handle any kind of emergency that can come down. They ran some more tests, ran a CAT scan on me, and basically came back and said to me, I've got lymphoma, or potentially lymphoma. They're not sure what's going on with me, but they're seeing some very disturbing things inside, and they want to move me to the main hospital. So I had a choice. I can either get discharged and start the process all over again with the main hospital, or stay in their control and get moved to Swedish hospital. So obviously the choice was stay in their control and move forward. This is kind of still emotionally raw a little bit at times, so if I kind of lose it, just kind of I'll, you know, recompose myself. So I hit, we from the emergency room into an ambulance, rode in the back of basically an ambulance all the way to downtown Seattle, which is about a 20-30 minute ride, and got to the hospital. Immediately moved into an oncology suite, into a cancer isolation unit. So I had a private room in the whole bit, which was nice, but at the same time it was like, wow, this is big time. As soon as I got to the hospital, it was we were on the ground running with tests. You saw my arm. I sent a picture. One of the first pictures was my arm that they had actually done at the emergency room in Issaquah, and it was bandaged up. I mean, it was done well, but they taped me up in a way that I couldn't move my arm, so that's why you saw it on the pillow, and it was looking kind of weird and gross. So basically, they ultrasounds, additional CAT scans, and additional X-rays all happened right away. So I was like, boom, we hit the ground running with some stuff. As soon as I got back to the room, I met my care team, which consisted of 4 doctors and then the nurses that changed out in the morning and the evening. Good thing of sorry. Good thing about Swedish is that it's a full-on team. It's not just one doctor, 2 doctors. I mean, they really take you from point A to point Z, and they really take good care of you. So over the next number of days, spent time with the doctors, going over stuff. We ran a whole battery of blood tests. So each doctor basically ran panels of tests over and over, checking things, checking how results were happening based on some drugs that they were starting to give me, and seeing how I was responding. So over the next number of days, we did about 35 blood tests. We did a bone marrow extract, which is a whole process in itself. If you ever have to do it, ask for total sensory deprivation. You don't remember a thing. You're just a little sore afterwards, and it's probably the best way to go. And so basically, from the 13th, the 14th, the 15th, were just tests, more tests. Had a number of fevers that they had to break, and then finally about 6:30, 7 o'clock on Friday the 16th, the two doctors came in and basically told me I had Hodgkin's lymphoma, and based on having a lymphoma, the choice was either Hodgkin's or non-Hodgkin's, and Hodgkin's is the treatable kind versus non-Hodgkin's being the manageable kind. So, yay, we got Hodgkin's. So the 17th was a whirlwind day. We did another nuclear medicine test where they basically take blood out of you, pump in some nuclear medicine, pump it back into you, so you're basically radioactive, and then they basically check body parts. And so they were focusing on my heart, because with chemo, you want to make sure that your heart can withstand some of the drugs. And so we went through Omega scanned and did all of that, and then from there we went to another department, and they installed the portacath. So you saw the thing with my chest. So there's actually a device where they can plug into, which basically runs right to my heart, so they can deliver medications, take blood draws, all that kind of fun stuff from that. So they installed what they call a power port, and then it was back to my room. So I was all hooked up at that point. At that point, they basically had me eat a bunch of food, and then that evening we did the first round of chemotherapy. So my first round of chemotherapy happened on the 17th of July. It was, and I'm doing a 4 different drug treatment, which is standard for Hodgkin's. AVBD is the acronym that they use for it, but it actually is 4 different chemo drugs. 2 are done with the nurse doing a kind of a push-pull process, and the other 2 are done via a bag, meaning that the bag hangs above you and it drips in. About an hour afterwards, I had a major reaction called Rigers. I keep screwing up the word on that one. Where your whole body shakes uncontrollably. So they gave me some Demerol, some other drugs to calm that all down, and sorry. And so then basically I was just observed Sunday, and then Monday I was discharged. Oh yeah. So on Friday, the 16th, earlier in the day, actually the 15th, I'm sorry, backing up a little bit, I forgot about a couple things. On the 15th, part of the things that they discovered was I was very anemic, had like very little blood in my system, so they ordered blood transfusions. So on the 15th, they did 2 bags of blood into me. Test results came back, and they still weren't happy on the 16th with that, so we did 2 more bags of blood. So the 15th and 16th we did blood transfusions. And so I left the hospital finally on the 19th of July to return to the cancer center on the 20th, which is my first outpatient experience, and we did 2 more bags of blood. So I've had a total of six transfusions since that point in time. The rest of that week was pretty much just a couple more blood tests and kind of just relaxing a little bit and just kind of getting my strength back. And then, of course, a battery of drugs that I take both in the morning and the evening, which is dwindling day by day because some of them are running out because that's the game plan. Others I'll be taking for quite a while. Some of them very expensive. Like one of them was $1,500. Kind of shocked you when you had, they say, "Oh, this drug, here you go. Your bill is 1,500 and some odd dollars," and it was like, whoa. So we got that all figured out, got it all set up, and so I saw my doctor. I saw my doctor yesterday, or the day before. On Wednesday the 28th, I did blood draws again on the 26th, and they had tagged me for blood transfusions. So I'm again being the new kid on the block. Sat in the cancer center for additional 2 hours, not knowing what the rules were, which I found out later was if they don't call you within 30 minutes, you're good to go. Otherwise, hang tight. So I sat there for 2 hours, not knowing the rules, which was kind of fun, kind of silly, but anyway. So no more blood transfusions at the moment. Saw my other doctor on the 28th and basically was very pleased with that. And that takes me up to the 30th. So I think I've covered everything. It's like I said, the next chemo is on August 2nd. I'm doing well. Thank you all for your well wishes and your prayers. Thanks.